All right, welcome, guys. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Bwoyatingz podcast. We have, two guests that I've manifested that we were going to have. If you're following me on social media, you know that I love this couple. But before we do so, I just want to tell you guys about the sponsors for this episode. So we're by Catalia Perfect 10 Med Spa, located shop number 19 inside the Ligani Post Mall. It's across from Sovereign, and you can't miss it. So I've been telling already, say. I'm going to give you guys some giveaways for this month of December. So what we're doing is, listen keenly and carefully. You have to listen to the show, Bwoyatingz After Dark, Tuesday, 8 to 11 o'clock on Newstalk 93 FM. So you have to listen to the show. That is number one. And in addition to that, go over to Catalia's Instagram page. It's Catalia Perfect 10. We're going to put the description here, right, Martin? So we're going to put the tag. You go over to them page, the last post that you see, you're going to answer this question: what is the location of Catalia Perfect 10 Med Spa? Once you've done that, you're going to use the hashtag Bwoyatingz After Dark and use the hashtag Bwoyatingz Podcast. See me? You have to follow the page. You're going to get a free product or service of your choice. It could be the vaginal tightening or rejuvenation. It could be the foot detox, stretch mark removal, warts removal, anything of any sort. It could be the yoni oil, the yoni steam. So any product or service, and for the men, it could be a back scrub, a back massage, facial, whatever it is. So whom we're going to randomly pick. You have to be following the page. You also have to use the hashtags Bwoyatingz Podcast, Bwoyatingz After Dark. Answer the question: what is the location of the store? See me? I have to follow the page. I'm going to pick a winner on my radio show this Tuesday, 8 to 11 on Newstalk 93 FM. I'm going to just randomly pick somebody. So make sure you follow them. And also big up to Campari. You know, they have their new campaign that I'm a part of. And it is the red leather, and it consists of Magnum and the Campari. So it's 1 part Magnum, 2 parts Campari. So 1 Magnum, 2 Campari. See there? 1 Campari, 2 Magnum. You understand? Make sure you pay attention. And we're going to also have some giveaways from them. So just ensure that you're tuning in to the radio show as well on Tuesday, and you're going to find out how you can be a lucky winner. Ensure that you're following their Instagram page at Campari Caribbean, and also to follow me on Instagram at Kareem Bwoyatingz. We're going to post a flyer for you to be eligible. Find out how you can be eligible to win. Understand? Also, that will be for Tuesday, this Tuesday forward, right? So when you watch this episode, Tuesday, you're going to find out how you can win a package from Campari and myself, of course. And also, big up to K's Pharmacy. You know, K's Pharmacy is located at Duane Park Plaza, that's Kingston 20, and they're shop number 17. Me know K's Pharmacy for my little youth. So, they are open every Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sundays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And so they are inside of that plaza. And it's a pharmacy, but to me, they have such a wide variation of different things. We see them sell clothes, household items. It's now Christmas, so you don't know you can go and get a shopping. They had a 30% discount, up to 30% discount on many of their items. Up until November 30th, but because Bwoyatingz, I'm telling you, I'm giving you some things for Christmas. This is what they're going to do. They're going to extend it until December 15th. So up to 30% discount up until December 15th at K's Pharmacy. That is, once again, 17 Duane Park Plaza, shop number 17. You understand? And for the Catalia Med Spa thing, if it is that you don't want a product or service, you can also get a gift cert. And you can give somebody for them birthday, for them Christmas, or anything like that. So that's all the giveaways. That's all the details. Ensure that you're following the pages that I just mentioned. K's Pharmacy is K's Pharmacy on Instagram. So follow them and all these things. And we are going to have a festive Christmas. I'm coming at me Santa Claus. Come just give a baby or something. You understand what I say? Remember, guys, my radio show, 8 to 11 Tuesday night on Newstalk 93 FM. Subscribe, watch, like, comment, share, do the things them. You understand? Our guest will be right here right after this clip, right? So I guess I'm going to sit down right so and have a jolly good time. You understand what I say? Thank you very much. Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode of Bwoyatingz podcast. I think this is an exclusive episode, by the way. I can't believe that these guys are here. But thank you so much to the Mitchells, Wayne and Tammy. Respect. I really do appreciate it. Anybody know me, them knows I've manifested this moment.
Oh
and
my
I'm
gosh.
happy that this happens. Before we get into it though, congratulations on your new journey.
Thank you.
On the YouTube thing. When it's like YouTube royalty, no one. No man is at the royalty of Jamaica, man.
We
like,
don't
no
know
joke.
what we doing.
But it's at work. But it's working though. And I love that.
Thank
but I'm
you.
sure that the world and the entire Jamaica is basically watching because the views them when I get and all these things.
Oh, man.
Trust me, though.
Thank you.
The content is A1, by the way.
Thank you.
But so we're going to talk to you guys today about, whole heap of something. It's not an interview, it's a conversation.
Yeah.
So you can feel relaxed at home and everything. We're going to talk about marriage and sex and family. family.
Hold up.
Family, wedding, your careers and everything. So, once again, thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having us.
But firstly, I just want to know, COVID is here. Everybody has been affected. How are you guys coping? How are you guys doing? Trying to cope, actually.
At first it was, I think like everybody else, we were just being very optimistic about everything and, kind of saying things like, yeah, man, I mean, in a couple months, things will get back to normal. I personally remember just saying, okay, March, okay, well, by my birthday in June, things should be back to normal. And then I remember June rolling around and I was kind of holding on to September that the kids would go back to school. And then I realized that was fleeting. And then I just said, well, you know what? I'm just going to stop thinking about the future and just kind of work with what is showing up. COVID has been I would say this year has been one of the most revealing years for me personally. It's one of those years that, I feel like a lot of my personal journey, the questions within that was kind of answered. So it was a really important year for me.
All right.
And I feel like one of the biggest things ever happened in this year, which was Meet the Mitchells, which I don't know would have come out unless there was such a thing as COVID. So
Same here.
in one breath, I may hate COVID,
Same.
but in another breath, I am
something beautiful.
we birthed something.
Right. Love that.
Yeah, well, for me, the pandemic come lick my chip a little way still.
Lick me chip.
Yeah, because
No tourings, nothing can,
No,
no little
imagine
performance,
performance,
nothing.
nobody
I
can
felt
gather.
like you were holding on to those June bookings and then June here.
Can you imagine? And you say, all right, summer, all right, maybe Christmas. Boom.
Yeah, and then me see it starts stretch out a little, and then Tammy say, yo, make a vlog. And usually I probably would be like,
No.
vlog? Nah, man, sister, I have to go fly out next week and push it off,
No excuse, no, sir.
Eh?
There's no
I
excuse, no.
just wasn't
Yeah.
into it in general. Like you thought vlogging was such a strange thing.
Well, I mean, it's something that we flirted with the idea of doing reality and showing our reality because in our house, it's very festive.
Well, that me see.
Yeah,
I would say that.
any given day, a niceness.
Something is
because-
happening.
Yeah.
True.
And I feel like this has given me an opportunity to stay creative,
Right.
stay on top of just express myself now on a whole different level. Music is, all right, where I think about the next song, where I think about the next tour, the next interview. Vlogging now is you're thinking about yourself, how
Right.
you're evolving as a man,
Right.
how you're showing all of you,
Wow.
So me start digging into certain things that I never even know that I had just resting in remission,
Right.
Me dig deep in my talents, me start draw, me start cook, me start one bag of thing,
Well, the cooking is relative now. Come see I try cook. I'm not really think say me like the cooking something that we and me I tell her leave
Don't
it
do that
alone.
something there. No, you
it's
can't stay
good,
from
it's
where you
good.
the boy things
You're
and
sure?
judge my
I literally, I love food. Everybody knows
Yeah.
that. And I'm impressed by Wayne's cooking.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I
No,
can't
she
believe- I'm not
will
being
bash me
funny.
if
I
I
was
miss.
telling.
Yeah.
She will
Should I
bash
tell
me.
you?
Yeah, no, she really like that.
Publicly and privately.
Oh, yeah.
Should I tell her? Say, listen,
Oh, yeah.
we ain't about to cook again because it's not better to
But
say.
he's
Yeah.
like a porridge master.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, it's not a joke.
Me did manifest that for myself.
See the
as-
manifest.
Yeah.
The manifest.
No, man,
Yeah.
believe me, because one of the early episodes before me even touch kitchen, no time at all, me said to her, I said, listen, me no big head, but I'm no fool. Me no say anything I put my mind to, me I go do it. So you see, from me say a chefing,
A chef.
me I go in
Yeah.
I'm going to tell her, I said, me I go master the porridge game.
You know what's interesting about what you said a while ago, and I don't think I ever really thought about it till now, was how much like we still get to express our creativity in this space.
Mhm.
So everything from like even editing, I had no idea that I could edit. Or, we think about things in different terms. I'll be driving and I'll be like, I can hear the music I'm going to use for this shot. So it has tapped into another level of creativity that, meaning people might just say a vlog, but for us, it has been a creative expression.
It is.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Music for me is a part of it too.
Yeah.
Because we just done a big production for the new intro for Christmas.
Yeah.
So we write and record and produce and arrange and,
The song with Tessan?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I see it, man.
Yeah.
Man, I see it, man. I saw it and I loved it and all these things. Yeah.
Thank you.
But you said something about, family and all of that, and when you and your kids. Oftentimes, especially in our Jamaican society, fathers are very much absent. And even if they're there, they're not really there. If you understand what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw in an interview where I think Tammy said that, because you go to work.
Yeah.
And when you go to work, although you might have help now in this semester, the kids are home, being homeschooled.
Yeah.
Are you that? Your principal, your nanny, your everybody in one. So I must commend you on that though. But how was that? How was COVID really? You're closer to your kids than I would have imagined.
Yeah.
How you handle that though? Because kids that got school online are problems,
Yeah, no, it's problems. And the online school different from homeschool. Because homeschool teachers actually come in.
Right.
So it's a little bit of burden off of our shoulders. And when we tried online school and it was tougher than... it nearly mad me. It was tougher than what we're in now. But I mean, trust me, this COVID thing bring me closer to my kids. I learn about them. May I learn from them,
right?
Yeah. So it's a joy, it's a joy to be even closer to them in this time. And the family vlog again, it forced me to be more present for them.
Yeah, man, spend more time.
And guess what? Even when I read the comments on YouTube, the comments them are teaching me things about my kids that I just get used to and just feel like, him just, energetic and Them I tell you, say, sister, the little one a star. See him express himself.
Listen to me, man. I'm going to talk about that later, man. Because he's a star in them own right to them and tell you the truth. Yeah, man.
But that said, though, I will say this. As much as it has brought us closer to our kids, there are days when we literally have had it up to here with them. And there are days when sometimes I'm editing a video and you'll just see me stop and be like, shut up! Everybody be quiet, just want it. And I'm like, oh my God, you're crazy. But it's a reality. And even though that is not what we choose to share, we try to share that we have those moments.
And I think that's why, we as Jamaicans are your supporters. We really and truly can say it's very authentic.
Yeah.
Very, very authentic.
Yeah.
Segue of parenting though, when you had a child outside or before the relationship with Tammy, when you met Tammy or when you decided that, all right, she's going to be the one. Remember, say Tammy not going to come into just your life alone, she's going to now come into your son's. How or what moment you were like, yeah man, this is it. I can welcome her and she can be the one. Well,
bro, I mean, to tell you the truth, it was in that whole time when Tammy was basically being there as, if say for instance, Regina was away and I had Gio here, Tammy would step in and she would be the demonstration of the qualities of a mother right then and there in front of my eyes, And that to me was one of the biggest things when I realized, Tammy is the one, Yeah, because she's displaying to me directly in front of me what type of a mother. And I was just like, I want to start a family with you.
Right. Love that.
I want to build our thing.
We co-parented right off the bat, and we really, myself, Wayne, and Regina found a way to make it work that everybody could still do what they had to do and raise Gio. We all, the three of us, put Gio at the head of our lives. And I say right off the bat, even Regina and I had very early on, we had conversations about the roles that we would play, and how she was so amazing at saying, hey, this is how we should do this. And we had conversations about that. Nothing happened by chance.
Right.
And so, I think we got a chance to really very early on just know that we wanted to create something that was maybe never displayed to us or something that we ever saw in a co-parenting situation.
Right.
And we just wanted peace and, we wanted the best for Gio. And I think to this day, we maintain that. We don't agree on everything all the time.
But
we have our moments. Even though Gio is living with his mom at this point, but we're in such good communication. Sorry. That, we're still co-parenting, even though we're not all in the same country or in the same place. And I always take my hat off to Regina for allowing me the room to show up for Gio in the way I did.
That's very mature.
Yeah, she never ever once made it seem like she's never come and be like, you love going like say
yeah.
No, like literally maturity.
It's maturity.
Yes,
I have
Yeah,
so
man, I
much
love that.
respect for her for that. That it grew our friendship.
I love that.
Yeah.
But tell me, so in that regard, so you met him, he had a child.
Yeah.
You didn't have one as yet.
No.
What went through your mind? Like how you said to yourself, say, boy, I can't manage this still. Or you're just like, because you love
I was
him or
so young as well. Now when I look back, I'm like, I was 23, you know, or 20. I don't really know how old I was, but I was young 20s. It never.
Them time them at this box still in.
Oh my God.
Yo, fam. Fam. I was
things
run the world.
from them time.
Yeah,
no,
me
man.
run the place.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
Martin, I hope you could put something over my head that says sips tea
Sips tea.
for that point.
She never have
No.
much option. No time,
Yeah.
man.
I tell you what, you know,
Bwoyatingz, you know.
Bwoyatingz. I tell you what, and I say it all the time, Wayne is very lucky he had Gio because his Gio made me want to marry him.
See it there?
To see him as a father, to see him show up in that way was very amazing to me. And I was like, yo, you know, someone want a man breed me though? I don't know. No, but in all honesty, you know, in the very, very beginning, I remember thinking, oh gosh, do I really want to be with somebody who has a child? But I felt like, you know, I had gotten to see Wayne grow into that role. I mean, I knew Wayne from when even before Regina was expecting and then when she was. So it was not like I saw him transition into that.
Before.
Yeah, so I saw him get
Yeah.
into that role.
No, we did have an instant chemistry where, like, you know, she could have finished up my conversation, my lines, my words, and the same things that me did find very funny are the same thing that she find very funny too.
Yeah.
Even though it was some, you know, way out thing, you know,
yeah.
but it's like she did us with it cut from the same
click.
cloth.
Yeah.
Might look different.
I always say if two people were made for each other, honestly, I really feel like it's me and Wayne.
Oh man, it's come like
No, I'm not even being
Jesus
funny. I'm not
Christ.
even being funny. Because let me tell you something, like the same way when you see me at talks, I know I can turn around to Wayne and tell him about him parts
Yeah.
and vice versa,
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the way.
Yeah, no, don't get it twisted. We war all the while.
war too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in that, we're like, yo, we still understand like a bigger picture for ourselves.
Because you love and you like each other, and there's a totally difference. You know, people don't
Big
understand love and like.
difference.
You
Yeah.
can love somebody, but you can't like them standards and the things them and them ways. So you love him, but you also like him ways and him qualities.
I think
That's really good.
the most amazing thing is that Atlas now is saying to me, I like you, mom.
Yeah.
Like way more. That means so much more to me than I love you.
Than I love you.
So his
Yeah.
new thing is, I
I like
like
you.
you. And I'm like, yes. Because you're right. It's two
Right.
different
Yeah,
things, you know?
definitely.
You can love each other in a moment when you're not really liking each other. And that's what love does. Love can like cover that ground for you and keep you safe and keep you together. But liking somebody and respecting somebody and, you know, finding somebody funny and being on the same wavelength. Yo, I've said
Totally
things to
different things.
Wayne that if people ever heard, they would be like, they would think so differently of me.
Yeah.
Because Wayne and I can say the unthinkable to each
Yeah.
other. We go there. We say the most effed up stuff
Things.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And we dead with laugh.
It's a part of the bond.
Yeah.
It's
You know?
just
Necessary.
nothing
part
is
of the
off
trust.
limits for us where, you know, it comes to what we talk about or, you know,
Word.
that's worth everything to me.
I love that. But you made mention of Atlas, and I love your family.
Thank you.
Momo and
Oh
everybody.
gosh, thank you.
But Atlas is a star, no man. Everybody on the show is a star, no, but
Yes.
Atlas, I don't know his
Yes.
personality. The man is a star.
Exactly.
So I know you guys post 4 times a week. When you can't give him like one episode
No.
himself, so
No.
you can't just sit there and watch it.
He's too unpredictable.
Yeah,
That's the first
yeah.
thing.
Wow.
No man, his personality, like he takes on both of you,
He
Yeah.
does.
and he's very smart for his age, by the way.
He
Like
is.
really and
Thank
truly,
you.
very very mature.
Thank you.
But how are you guys as parents though? Like, are you strict? Are you, you know, like how are you? You're more laid back.
I think people perceive us as quite patient and, you know, all that good stuff, which to a large extent we are, but we're also really traditional sometimes as well in like our, you know, values and Like, you can't chat back to me in my yard.
Definitely not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't slam the door upon me. Like, this morning, Atlas, actually, when me and him catch up this morning, his thing to me was, I'm going to slam the door. And I'm like, oh, no, you not. You know? There are certain things that just won't fly.
Right.
And it's the same things that, you know, kind of wouldn't have, what's the past tense
Was
of
it
fly?
Flew, fly,
Let me try it in past tense. The same thing. I would not fly when we did liquor. But we do have a lot more leniency for a lot of things too. Because like I feel like when we used to say things, our parents used to take it as you're back answering me when we were curious. So we do still allow for some level of conversation to happen there, and we do some negotiating, and sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
I'm probably more the disciplinarian than Wayne, believe it or
Really?
not.
I think we are a good balance of strict and laid back.
Yeah.
A good balance of that. Because the kids know them can do certain things and we'll be all right with it. Them not getting a beating. Even though there's a little bit of trouble, a little bit of feistiness in it, them know say mommy and daddy will see the laugh in it, as opposed to just jump up and strict and, you know what I mean, want to do this and want
We said we're not gonna get no beaten. We're not out here beating our kids or anything, you know what I'm saying? But you know, we do, like I said, that's a part of us that, like, you know, we will do the occasional spank or slap or whatever. We try not to rely on that to, you know, figure everything out. Cause, you know, one time I was really convicted in my own self when I think it was Atlas who hit me, and I hit him back and I said, don't hit mommy. And I had a moment where I was like, yo, I'm literally hitting you and telling you not to hit me. That's such a weird message to send to a little child who isn't, his prefrontal cortex isn't even developed all the way. So those little moments of parenting really are like a mind. I don't really want to curse, right? But it's a mind. It is. Because you have to question how you were raised. And our classic thing for our generation is, well, we did get licked and we're all right. Are we?
No, we're not. We're really not. We're really not.
So it's always weighing out those things, you know. And like I said, it's sometimes, you know, I mean, that is like our last option for sure. You know, I'm big into like taking things away. Timeouts.
That works.
Those things work for our kids, you know? Yeah. But then you have a kid like Atlas who is just so headstrong that sometimes you think, oh, so you're going to have to go to boot camp. Like,
yeah, boot camp.
Sometimes you feel lost. Like your kids can literally make you feel like you don't know what else to do, you know?
And that's so real. And that's so real because, you know, persons who pretends like them really have it together. Yeah. Them they really say them something. Like sometimes they don't know what you do. Like sometimes you're like, all right, take out your phone. You still like your problems. What else I can do? Yeah. Lock you up outside.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it's like a simple conversation. Sometimes it's just a simple reasoning for them. Sometimes it's just changing their direction. Like for Atlas a lot, it's just like shifting him in a moment. He's going crazy. It's just a matter of, Atlas. It's just tickling him in that moment. And before you know it, he's like, you know, but like a younger version of myself, a old school me would just want to slap him.
Yeah.
You know, because that's how our parents may have resolved something.
Definitely.
And so it's like, how do we break these cycles so that we don't keep creating the same issues?
Right. So I'm going to kind of segue into your relationship a little bit. You guys seems very wholesome. That's why I watch your channel, by the way, because it's wholesome content for me. You guys, based on my calculations, you can correct me. You guys been together for 14 years. You're married for 11.
Yeah.
Right? So you go. See there? Boy, I know him things.
Wow. Boy, I know him things. Hey, I saw.
Yeah. But how do you keep it going? How do you, 14 years of holy pipe, me can't even deal with somebody for 1 year.
Yeah.
So how do you keep 14 years of relationship going? Like, what do you do?
A holy pipe match tonight, you know, bro. Yeah. Me I tell you, say a holy pipe match tonight. And guess what? You see, if you decide that you want to take on a lifetime with somebody, you can't push all of the niceness up in a one part, in the first part. You have to take time, unleash,
balance
the niceness.
You have to balance it out.
You understand? It's like a story. You're not going to tell a story and tell the ending of the story first.
Yeah.
So it's for me, it's always unfolding, and I always want to save back something where she don't know some have up my sleeve.
Yeah, all
You see what I'm
right.
saying? Because even, all right, say for instance, last week now, so when me a young boy, I used to charge up regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, for do that, if you do that something, they see.
Where's this going?
Hold on, man. Me used to charge up regular, and then me stay some, me
Jesus.
pull off of the charge up thing, and me say, you know what? Me go run in ITAL.
Yeah.
So me go through about 10 year ITAL, me I go through with her. And then me I say, all right, now,
Jesus,
watch
whip.
this now. Say last week, now me still say,
Yeah.
remember back a whole side of myself where Guinness. Cause remember, say every portion have its own different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Strength and weakness.
Yeah, Magnum Marshall
Magnum
different.
See
Magnum
this?
Marshall different,
Campari Marshall different. White rum Marshall.
Hennessy
Yeah.
Marshall different.
Yeah.
Long time me no go Guinness. So I stay, so I start roll back in at the Guinness trend now in what
Yeah.
there. I'm gonna go so I stay, so I say about it.
Yeah.
Oh, go on. It's a new guy.
I
It's
love
a
how
new
this is
person.
coming off of the comment of, you guys are so
Wholesome.
wholesome.
Love that. I love that. Love that.
And then we
See?
start to talk about my wholesome.
Me train her well
My
enough.
Yeah, man.
wholesomeness.
Definitely, man.
So you don't know, as me say, you have to have something in the bag to keep the thing fresh and
yeah.
keep the thing moving. You also have to have time for yourself where, yes, we have a whole heap of picnic, but we have to have a weekend where we can run out and just we alone and we just rekindle back that.
And I think
Spark.
something that is really good that like we take seriously as well is just the idea of that we come into this as two individuals.
Mm.
And so Wayne has to do his thing and be
Exactly.
happy and tend
Right.
to his creativity and tend to his wellness and his soul and his purpose. And I have to do it. And then we hope that some of that spills over in the middle and we get to share it sometimes, you know?
Mm.
I think we have to manage our expectations in relationships a lot. Like, you know, sometimes you go in and you think that it's going to be like one way, or you saw this as an example, or you expect that this is going to happen. 99% of successful relationshiping is managing your expectations and being realistic about what it is you want and need from the other person.
Yeah.
And then not being so, shocked when you're not getting it because the person said, I can't do that. You know?
Well, case
I didn't
in
do
point-
this in the beginning. I'm not gonna do it now.
Case in point, when Tommy stepped away from music, I did kind of feel a little way within myself because like, the two are with up on the journey and then you step outside it. But then eventually I realized, wow, but not because you start as a singer, start as a this or start as that mean you're going to end as,
Yeah.
it's just something that usually as a youth, you just pick what is presented in front of you. That don't mean say you not have 6 other serious talent where you're gonna need some time to explore them talent. The two, and you never know where Father God have your thing. So
Yeah.
Facts.
she taught me that not because me I do the music, and that's why I was so confident to step into a new area in YouTube. You understand? And do something different because I was like, but Tammy do it. Tammy turn entrepreneurs, open business. Tammy
Everything.
have
Try
podcasts.
everything.
She's on the radio.
Love that.
She's doing so much for herself. And at first I was like, yo, Tammy forgot left music and music. I would think
Music,
music would think
yeah.
there.
Which
And
I
that
didn't even
feed me.
know for a long
Right.
time that you felt that way, you know?
Yeah.
And I get it. But what's nice, and I think what's a bigger part of this story and what, he's saying so beautiful is that you have to make room for each other to grow and change and decide to be along for that. And don't take it as a thing as like, well, I'm jumping ship because you don't know how somebody else's growth might inspire your own.
She
Amen.
won't even know that because at the end of the day, me have to throw all of my 100% behind whatever
What
her
it is that she's doing.
anything that she's
Yeah.
doing. I'm not going to be the one to say, boy, and throw a cast doubt over her, you know what I mean, dreams and visions.
And that
for
is so
herself.
important,
That is
That is
important.
so important.
And he's taught me to that because I'm the one who's more likely to, if Wayne says something to me, to find the fair, the no
Yeah,
Wayne.
what if,
Something that comes to mind is glory to God. And I remember when he first came to me with that song and I was like, no, please, no, don't do this.
Boy,
And I'm going to talk about that to you though. But okay. Yes.
Now was the time.
May I go to that too, man?
Yeah.
but if I tell you if it up to time, that song they're gonna
No,
not even
because I
come
was
out.
so afraid of people's judgment.
Right.
I was so afraid. Because remember, he went on a hiatus right before that.
supposed
So
to
we
talk
hadn't
about that
heard him
too.
for a little.
Yeah,
And I
man.
said,
Love
no,
this.
if you come out with this now, everybody are going to feel like say it's a stunt you're pulling and you're trying to be
And
this.
you want
and
attention and
so
all that,
I
right?
immediately was like in my fear for him as his wife.
Right.
And I'm so glad he didn't listen to me.
And it worked out.
It worked
Wonderfully.
out, but I'm not gonna lie. There was a moment there where I think I almost cried in the car. You remember, Wayne? I'll never forget it. I was like, why are you doing this? Like, you cannot, please don't do this. Please.
No, but it's funny. You
Crazy, eh?
But then half an hour before that, I was with her father and I
Yeah.
played the song for him, and literally, him eyes water, and him say, "Wayne, nobody cannot stop the song yeah, from go across
Amen.
the world."
Amen.
I couldn't even hear the song. I could only feel the
But
fear.
even though you didn't know, some of them on a deep spiritual journey.
Yeah,
and
but I was
connected.
like, you know what's so funny about it? And I'm glad you're saying it too. It was okay when it was happening behind closed doors. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
When
that's
it's time
fine
to
that
put
you're
it
on
out
this
to the public
spiritual
now.
journey. For
Right.
you to put that out there and to be vulnerable in that way, I was so afraid. And that was really like, it was happening right in the middle of my becoming vulnerable and my opening up to the world about my own life in my own way. And, it can be tricky.
Right.
But it's totally freeing. It's a freedom move when you can
Right.
show who you are.
That
But
is
when
facts.
you're talking about spirituality, religion, God, it's like
The
it has
whole
a different set
yeah.
of
Open
rules.
yourself
Yeah,
up
man.
to
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a whole
judgment.
different kind
Yeah.
of worms.
Yeah.
I was
Might be
scared.
opening up. But to continue in the relationship thing, so I'm
Right.
gonna go fast and I'll
Okay.
a bit, right? Throughout your 14 years of being together, were there any infidelities? Were there any cheating going? There was any problems?
Not that I'm aware of.
I love that.
I just said that too. Not that I'm aware of neither.
Go on, yeah, man.
No,
Tabby not do that.
no.
Yeah, Tabby.
We not do that either. You know,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, let me tell you something. One thing with me and Wayne, like, we're just not here for it. You know what I
Love
mean?
that.
Like, it's not an option.
Father God, I've seen what you've been doing.
Yeah.
For me again, Ja.
No, but may I tell, that's why it's even for me, me did have to make sure I pick something where
Yeah.
you understand?
Yeah,
What I
man,
say? I eat this right to some,
you know
you know what I
remember,
mean?
like,
Shop
this
black.
thing goes so far beyond just like, a physical thing, obviously. I mean, we have now so much at stake with our children, with our family. It's a big picture,
Right.
and we don't take it lightly, and it's very sacred,
Love that.
Mhm.
But we're learning as we're going along, and I don't, they always say never say never, but
Boy, here the thing now.
I hope it's never.
Me, I'm not that guy who is all up in her space trying to lock her down. She, much time I have to tell me the code for her phone.
Yeah.
When I'm going every single time. Ask her.
Yeah, it's true.
Every time.
We're not those.
And I like send me I write it down.
Right
I
now,
want
my
Face
phone
ID
this
now.
morning.
I want scroll through her
Yeah.
WhatsApp. And it's just because I know say
You know, I'm
It's
not
just
worried
not
about.
an issue
have
for us.
nothing to worry
So some
about.
people
Yeah.
have some things that they have to worry about, and we probably have other
They
things
just
that
don't
we
have
have
that.
to worry about in our relationship,
right.
but not that.
And that is
And that's
fine.
been a beautiful thing to not have to think about that.
A
And
real
some
talk.
people might be looking at this right now and be like, hey, so she think and da-da-da-da, or
Yeah.
hey, so him think
Every
or
man
whatever.
get born.
And that's cool.
Mhm.
But we're in it. So
We don't know
at the
it,
end of the
right.
day, it matters to us, because nobody else has to do this but us,
Mhm.
Makes sense. So I saw in an interview, a long time interview, Tammy said that in the earlier part of your relationships, actually no, it was Spice's show, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you say sometimes they all dreams them a give a bun and they wake up in a little
Me no like them
medicine
dream
mood and
them.
all them.
Me
So
no
you don't
like
like them
them
dream
dream
them.
Dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
No, I know. Say if it ever happen,
A problem.
believe me, I'm not the one to really forgive about these things. So trust me, if I even feel, and I used to say that to him, and I say to people all the time, I was like, yo, a man could be cheating on you and you don't know. But you see, as long as you don't know, then you're in that bubble and that space. The problem is if I feel like something's happening. You know what I'm saying?
So when you dream the
So,
dream, Tommy, you wake up in the
dreaming.
morning. What I'm know?
My dream very wild, you know. You don't understand that my dream is very real.
Bro, I
Tell him
dream
what
them
time.
real.
So when you
fam.
wake up in the morning, Tommy, like you
I
just
just
a dream,
kiss
you
my teeth after time I want
Yeah,
bag or something. I get
basic,
like a
man.
better now still though, don't it,
Beer
bro?
sitting.
But no, sometimes I would literally like it hurt me and I'm dreaming. I'm
Yeah.
understand because I say, yo, look how
Why
we did the
Tommy so like
interview
me?
with
So like
Bwoyatingz.
me. Someone say-
I would say our thing nice. In
Yeah.
the dream and I say, yo, look how our vlogger go on good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. She have a way. Fair dream them very near to reality. She
Yes,
talk
like
about
in my
bag of
dreams
thing
right
and-
now.
Yeah.
Yo.
We have COVID in my dreams. I not
Mhm.
have COVID, but COVID is a
Right.
part of my dream world.
Wow.
Sample. That's
Yeah.
sample.
Wow. But so every couple have arguments. What do you guys normally argue about?
It's everything other couples argue about. Why did you leave the
The toilet
thing
seat
there?
up. Why you leave the toilet seat
But
up?
I mean,
Ian?
no, we've
And
grown out
now-
of those little stupid
right.
ones.
No,
Yeah.
now we have a whole new thing
Set of
now where
arguments.
because we're doing this vlog
Yeah.
together.
Mhm.
100.
You know, she might want to do something and I might
Yeah,
want
so
to do
no,
it a
Tommy,
different
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
100.
you know it go.
It's about creative things, basically.
Yeah, all
but
kind
you
of
know,
thing.
you
all
know,
kind of thing.
we as women, we're really good at taking something and like making it about like something else. You know, if we
Jesus
need
Christ.
to.
to.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
When you
We-
don't take Martin, man,
Yo,
tell your
but
brother
glad I used
stress.
to say it, you know.
But it's facts. But
Facts, bro.
I would say no, our arguments are really just around like, you know, things to do with working together because it's a new side of us that we've never seen. We've never worked together. And so no, it's like, you know, sometimes I'm like, yo, my favorite line is, well, if you edited 4 videos a week,
Then you'd
maybe
understand.
you would. And he's like,
Yeah.
but you don't allow me. And I'm like, well, that doesn't matter what
Yeah.
And I'm making that sounding like it's me alone have a problem with something. But, you know, there are certain things that Wayne certainly, you know, I'm like, you're so hard-headed about some things too, you know?
Yeah.
Very thing you love about people, you hate about them, you know?
That is actual factual.
So,
So you guys make mention about, you know, alone time and taking time for yourselves. What is your favorite go-to thing? Like if you want to be romantic or favorite go-to place? Dinner, the beach or a hotel? Like what do you guys do?
oh, my favorite.
Yeah, no,
You guys
definitely,
vlog that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But this is that
definitely
one.
like a getaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get out of the house.
Beach,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Pool, you know.
Vibe.
But we love to like just drive in the car and just like talk,
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah.
We don't really buy into romance the way that like I think
Society
maybe
thinks that
other
they should
Me
be.
can bring a soup and a cornfair
Oh,
and
God.
she's
No.
like,
Come from
Take me now.
down the summer
Munchie.
heroes.
right. And it's like the biggest thing
Yeah.
for
the
her,
biggest
you know?
thing.
Right.
And
Or
now we
when,
have to,
sorry.
well, for in a relationship, you have to make even the smaller things build a vibes. You know them way there? You can't just wait forget the Rolex or the Cartier or the
It's
this or the
everyday
that.
stuff.
So you have to make the everyday stuff count and matter. That's how you build a long-term relationship,
Yeah.
you know?
It's true. It's everyday stuff.
Your man not preach, man.
And by the way, guys, Wayne always looks at me like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna look back and you're gonna see where you remember when we did that interview one time. People are like, look how Wayne looking at her like,
Oh,
but it's his regular look.
whatever.
Sorry.
How do you keep your relationship or your sex life spicy? To have 4 kids and careers and all of that, like, how do you make that go on?
I don't know. We just do.
You just do.
Boy, I remember
feel-
me a one bird.
Yeah, man.
So
Boy,
me
I
have to
remember we
work
have
with
the
right in front of me.
17-year-olds and a 15-year-old maybe watching
Watching this show, right?
Alex Gio
So
look
can't make them
away.
hear the things there. On the secrets, right?
No,
right.
but you know, that's a great question.
Mhm.
And you know, I like many women and every couple, it's not every day it feels like you wanna, I mean, like I said, we're in this for the long run. You know what I mean? And there me like holy woman, I'm like, my head hurts. You know, I
I'm
try to
tired
get out of
today.
it
Yeah.
sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's life. That's what it's about. So I want to be clear about that. It's not like, you know, we're swinging from the ceiling every night. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But we do our thing. We do our best to keep it interesting, exciting, fun for us. You know what I
love that.
mean?
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
it's a part of your relationship that takes work like everything else. And it's
I
a
can
part of
imagine.
your relationship that can
And you can't
evolve and
overdo it
grow.
neither, you know.
Yeah.
Don't make nobody chicken and talk about 3-4 times a day and
Yeah,
you see
no.
me? That for a long-term relationship.
Don't
you
agree
have
with
to
that.
In the beginning, that's good and that's fun and
Right.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But that's not sustainable. And so you have to look at sustainability like you would in any other thing in your life.
Yeah.
Oh, makes
Facts.
sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you see people, they might drop some gems, like no
Practical,
joke.
man. Be
Yeah, man,
practical.
some
Oh,
gems.
God.
So I'm going to go to music and careers. You guys are musically a very, very gifted couple. And I know that based on what I've heard, based on interviews, you're on two different journeys as it relates to music. But you guys have done some great work and I've been fans of both. When I tell my mother, say, when I come on the show, my mother literally, she got emotional and she's not an emotional person because she knew that individually, I liked both of you guys' music.
Yeah.
I was in love with Tommy Chin, I can't tell you that. I was, as a little youth in a JC, right? And then, when you basically, sing music when me, love. Like, it wasn't dancehall, but it did just right in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of list a few songs that are my favorite. And if we can maybe, talk about them a little bit. So together, you guys did the Arguing video, which was just a video. So it was your song. And then the Good Old Wife song, which was your song as well, but you were a part of the video and
because
stuff.
I'm an actress.
Yeah.
She was a good one, right?
She was a good one. But then you guys did Why, the Why song.
Yeah.
You have to go. I really love that.
Thank
Then you guys did Good Love, which was one of my favorites.
Again, an actress.
How is it working together, like musically at that time?
A lot of those songs are separate songs. The Why, that was a collaboration together.
Right.
Tammy did background vocals for Good Old Wife as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was always great working with her. I always respected her and her sister and her family as one of the most talented
man,
one of the most
Jesus.
naturally talented families in Jamaica musically. Big up Mr. Chin. Big time bassy vocalist, everything that is music is them. Her mother as well, musically inclined to, big singer, So it was always my intention to collaborate with Tammy and her sisters and her family musically over the years, So it's always a joy, always a joy.
Love that.
She teach me enough harmonies and, clarity, all the little intricate things where me just flying at the music I never too know about. She, as somebody who grew up in music, was able to say, no man, the harmony, the low one, or
a little bit off.
the high one, a little bit off.
And then Wayne used to help me write all the time. Like, I mean, I think about even a song like Never Know. Never know, same with how we get in that's Wayne. Just through my brown, I'm a cute, I'm a simple.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty smile, full of hair, dimple. Hey, that's all Wayne, you know what I mean? So he helped me to like hone another side of myself as an artist too. And one of our very earliest things that we did together was that high school tour. Where I feel like
RETV school tour, man. Jesus,
and I feel like I remember you used to introduce me. I used to come on to sing that. Sing Why with you, and then I would do a couple songs. And I remember just even getting that like nod from him, because that was long before we were ever like together.
Right.
Like, was such a big thing for me to see him perform and how he managed himself on stage, and he's an incredible performer.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we learned a lot from each other in that way. Yeah.
You know what them say, iron sharp iron,
True.
Yeah.
True.
Wayne, so here are a few of my favorite songs from you. We Run the Show, definitely. Stupid Money, definitely.
Oh, I love Stupid Money.
My Heart featuring Mavado, which is
one
10
of my
years.
favorites.
And it's still playing at every dance, same way.
And just been remixed as well.
Yeah,
really?
Like a girl out of the UK.
Yeah, it's her single.
To Sony or one of them big
Man, that was
big song.
a big song.
Yeah.
Check Yourself. Also, and definitely Lord I Pray. But you took a break from music, and I heard you said in an interview that you wanted to kind of master your craft, and you took a break to learn instruments, and you took a break to play the guitar and the drums and the piano. That transition from that, people maybe say you fall off and then look at something there. How was that for you?
Well, yeah, as you say, I realized when I started to learn the instruments that me never know the music, me never really understand music, So I was just like, wow, me have to go really study and really understand. I mean, if I want to do this for a life, for as my career, then me have to go master the craft. So me dey take my time to go do. I mean, Tommy can tell you the early days when me does a ping pong and a dung dung and you know what I mean.
Imagine, I can imagine.
She nearly mad. She nearly mad.
I did.
And she also had to trust the process of me taking myself out of frontline duty, but I'm going to come back much better than I was before. So I did have to trust the process too as well, because there was a time when me I said, boy, Jano, me hear some little people, every time I go, people I said to me, say, so what, go on and stop sing? Even if you drop a tune last week, or you have a new video, you hear them now, what go on and stop sing, family?
What go on for you now? Yeah.
What go on? Not go on for your family. And he's like, everything good, man. Don't worry yourself, man. Watching me forward back.
Right.
Me I got better than me ever was before, because now I could feel the improvement. Month by month, I could feel the improvement. So I was just like, you know what? But for tell you the truth, me find myself in a little time where them little argument they did I get to me. You know what I mean? You stop singing Ray. Because remember, say it's never a sure thing, Creativity is a thing where you have to know, say, you have to just be confident that it will forward, but you still have to trust it, that it will forward.
Yep.
So me did have a little time where I got through my little downtime and thing, and I remember at Sasko, they come up at the yard one time and said, listen. And him fling stone pan the wind, them do everything, forget me attention, because them time them not even to answer, me just in my own little world, And him say, Marshy, And this is early 2018, him said, dog, this is not you, our thing I run the place and turn up the scheme, and it's easy for we do our thing because we know the music. You see me?
Right.
I'm say, all right, dog. He must say, yeah, man, come man, I could deal with it, man. And me not tell a lie. Good friend better than pocket money, because if it was a man who never really rate me, never really loved me as a friend, he wouldn't do all of that. He would have called me one time, miss me call, and said, Chuck, I can't go my business.
Right.
Man find himself up on my yard and said, no, Nicky, man, and me not tell him, give me a real boost. I'm say, all right, me feel back a vibe so true. Because as me say, my house, when me stay on my house, very nice, because I pick them nice, and more time we play with PlayStation, our FIFA, our thing, in there very nice.
Right.
And more time you go to the road and you can't find yourself in remember saying, a man who got jail how much time, Jamaica plus America, So me a man know say, sometimes road a trouble.
Trouble for real, man.
You see? So sometimes I just stay on my yard and thing, and boom, I say, all right, you know what? I got to talk about the music. And I say, all right, I want to go deeper this time now. So I time of spirituality with the music, and then I forward back, and Father God say, yo, sing that song.
And that was 18 years into your career.
I was 18 years.
And that's your biggest song.
And that's my biggest song.
That's a word.
Inspiration.
That's a word.
Trust and believe.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I tell you about Goosebumps is right here, right now, man. Because, as somebody that has been trying, and I've tried many different, ventures, when I heard you said that, 18 years, you have hits, brother, but 18 years, you found that song. I can really and truly, I tell you,
remember say the darkest time of night are right before the morning, So it's like me just know say, okay, me in the wilderness now, but watch them. You ever watch them karate show there where the star have to go and link and go train and link the long beard master. See it? And when him forward back, the man who used to beat him up wicked, can't see him again. So sometimes we have to take time for yourself to build with self.
That's a word.
You know what I mean?
It reminds me of this quote that said, there are years that ask questions and then there are years that answer.
Right.
And literally, like, you have no control of how you will be answered about your questions or when it will come. That song, for example, was an answer, in so many ways, but people were not aware of the years that he was asking or the questions or what was within that.
Right.
And it prepared him for everything else. Because, as you so beautifully said, like, everybody who had something to say about it, it got on the inside of you. And now I think you are so good at not letting those things, it's like it was your time to build that shield for what was to come. And so even though he's the one who says to me, like, if there's a negative comment or something, he's the one who will look at me and be like, until you answer every single person that said something good to you, do not use your energy to respond to one negative comment.
Wow.
And I can only say that it was that time as well that helped you to build that strength in that area for such a time as this. You know, so you don't
Makes
know
sense.
why you're going through what you're going through or
Relatable.
how it's going to
Trust me.
help you, but it will.
Real
That
talk.
is true. But Wayne, I'm going to just take it back just a little bit quickly. So, you as an uptown youth, I'm going to see you in an interview say you're not uptown, but to me you're uptown, right?
Top.
Yes,
Top.
I don't understand what
Knife
you're
and
saying.
fork.
Yes, but so you are an uptown
Win,
youth now.
win.
You're in alliance and you're part of Bounty Killer and all these things. How that happen? Like, I don't understand that.
All right, here it happened then.
Yeah.
See? You see, when I was like 10 years old, I moved from Barbican to Hope Pastures, which is, you'd say, even stepping up the ladder, right? But when I reached there now, I start link with King Jammies, that's Lloyd James and Theme Sons. And they were my friends because they were the closest people to me. They were down the road. So from there, so now, we started hanging out at the studio. By the time I was 12, 13, I would spend the whole summer just going down to the studio on the daily, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, me a uptown, me born uptown and thing, but I spend a lot of time in the
In the garrison.
deep garrison,
Yeah.
you know? And that's where I build myself musically to out of that. The home base of dancehall.
Right.
So I was there amongst the whole thing through those years. And, you know, even being used to see me, I say, yeah, what house, man? Because him see me, every time he come at Jammy's studio, him will see me down there.
Yeah.
And him did have it say me a Waterhouse, man, born and grow Waterhouse.
Not even know, say,
and not
this
even-
is the one.
Yeah, so I mean, that is why I think it easy for me, 15 then. Easy for me be dancer because me at the street same way.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Somebody have the best of both worlds, which allowed me to then be a bridge
Yeah.
for the
That's why I say I could have related to you and your music from a younger youth because, you know,
Yeah.
on the side of both spectrums, they kind of like say, all right then. So the youth, them when I really uptown and I really dancer. See me out. I'm
Exactly.
here and this is music that I'm creating for you. It was very relatable.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
And
you had
that,
an eye into both sides.
Exactly.
Both sides.
Which made sense.
right.
Which made
So
sense.
even when Busy them and Movado them a come up, Cartel them a come up, them could have see vicariously through me what the life is. You know what I mean? And what the stability that we're all trying to build for ourselves. Them could have see it with them party. You know what I mean? So it was always an aspirational thing for them. You know?
Yeah.
Sascot, everybody, all of them, you know?
So then just kind of just happened, basically. And then Alliance happened
And then
Cartel and you and
yeah,
Big
one
Body.
thing lead to, and remember, say Killer was King Jammy's artist, right? So follow the story, you know. Killer in a 1992, that means me at 12 years old, just come a King Jammy's, and then Trev come to me and say, yo, my father find the wickedest artist in the world. I'm say, eh? And him go so and play something. I'm say, no, right, that's my life change because me I say, me want to be a part of that dancehall game. Yeah, because I see that brother, I'm carry the game now to a next level when me like. You know what I mean? You gun, big shot, band the tone. And when you see him in person, remember, say, with their Jammys, no one to see Killer, you know. And Killer coming straight out of Sea View them time there with the full package, you know. When we say full package, we mean image. The man have the little phone where futuristic something in them ears and him, them time they man sham them eventually start. Bro, me I said, no, all the youth are just born for be stars. So from this now we start look up to Killer now and throughout the years now and we grow from strength to strength. Eventually we take it on. So Killer just say, come. And we are on our part.
And then
Wow.
And I eat that.
the rest was history.
The rest was history.
See there. So Tammy, to you now.
No interesting stories.
She always go on like she know the story.
Hold on. No? So you there are a few songs, few of my faves. The Gimme Good song that was on the Ice Break with him. Over and Over, which is a popular one.
Yeah.
Tell Me Say,
Yeah.
another fave of
Yeah.
mine. Certified Diva featuring Tifa. And then the worldwide hit Frozen. You had a recording deal overseas and some sort of linkage to Akon.
Yeah.
And you stepped away from that. People thought that it ended or, you know, whatever, but you actually stepped away. You said something that resonated with me. and I said this in a recent interview on TVJ as well, that people believe that if this is your journey, or this is what society thinks that you should do this, and this is what you're good at, you're supposed to do it forever. You stepped away at maybe the pinnacle of your career. I do all the way and say, you're the next Rihanna, you know. And you walked away, but you wanted to be a wife and a mom and an entrepreneur. How did that transition happen? Like, I can imagine, you know, the hard decision that you had.
Yeah. It happened hard and fast. And you know, if you know me, you know I'm the type of person who I don't really think about things like for too long. Like if something comes up inside of me, like I just have to get it done. Like I hate to wait, and I don't know what it is. Like if I want to bake a cake, I'm leaving the house now to get the ingredients. I want the cake tonight. Like, you know, and it might not be the best cake I'll ever make, but I'll get the cake, you know, it's not, I don't know if it's a positive or a negative. But I just wanted something different. It's not that it was something more. I was just at the end of my musical journey.
And that's fine.
And that was okay. And I think people are okay with not knowing what comes next for me, because I've kind of just said, hey, I don't know what comes next, you know, like, and I hope that I've made it okay for people to not know every last detail of their life, but to also know that, you know, it's okay to change your mind. And I think that was like, the biggest freedom for me to realize that I had the power to create a life that I wanted, and that I was a director of this story, and it still can change, and there'll be plot twists and curveballs, and you may yet see me do music again. Who knows? And
that's very inspirational, because, you know, as I said, you know, society kind of let us just feel like, listen, man,
you said you were a doctor.
You're good at podcasting, you have to do it. You got to school how much years for do doctoring, you have to become a doctor.
It's
and
why,
you make enough money and you're doing well. Why are you going to leave?
The
not
money
knowing
can
that money
really hold you in something you shouldn't be doing, for sure. You know, and it can really, your bank account might be full, but you'll be empty as ever.
Wow. See? Sermon. Also, tell me, people somewhat in the earlier stages compared you and Tessa on the singing type and who can sing better and this and that. Like, did it motivate you any at all when people would compare you guys and say, oh, she's the better singer, or you're the better singer?
You know, Tessie's been my sister since I was a little girl. So Tessie's been deemed a better singer than me for as long as I've known myself. So, you know, by the time we had entered our musical careers, it would never surprise me that was, you know, public opinion. I think, you know, what was interesting, and I always said it, I was like, you know, the only reason why they're comparing us is because we're sisters.
Definitely.
You know, you know, exactly, you know. So it was comparing apples and oranges, but because we were sisters, but, you know, we understood it. I think Tessie's a better singer than me. Like, if you don't think so, you're living on another planet. But it doesn't mean that we're not different and we both don't bring our own unique style and flavor to what we do, you know? It's Chinese food and Indian food. Like, it's okay if you prefer one. Right. They're both good in their own right.
Makes sense.
But, you know, you may prefer one over the other, whatever it is. But I think, you know, thank God we were old enough to know that was... it was okay, and we didn't really take it on. But I will say this, and I've said it before, I was like, if I'm going to do music and Tessie's going to do music, I have to do music before Tessie. because Tessie can come in as Tamichin's sister, but Tamichin cannot be Tessa's sister. They're going to be like, what happened there? You know, where's the Celine Dion voice?
Could we expect another collab between you two? Because I know that you don't really want any music right now. Yeah. But, you know, between you two, like, is that...
Yeah.
I think so, you know.
You never know.
Even just one more song, man.
I think so, you know.
You know, this is the thing. It never leaves you, you know, things that you love. You could stop podcasting tomorrow and 3 years, you'd be like, oh, I feel like doing a podcast. Yeah. It's fine. You know, and I almost do want to go back and do it just to say to people, you know, we didn't break up, me and music. We just... are on a break. It's a different thing. Right. I'm trying other things. I just remembered Ross from Friends. We were on a break.
Well, you see, I can live with that. Just knowing that it's a possibility.
It is.
All right. So now you're on this journey of YouTube. Meet the Mitchells, the most amazing channel in Jamaica to me, and not because you guys are here.
Thank you.
I know you have always done vlogging and stuff like that on your social
Yeah.
platforms.
Yeah.
What made you wanted to transcend from that to know YouTube?
Well, I was doing it on my stories so heavily. My Instagram stories was
Watch it
becoming a
every day.
vlog.
Yes,
I
fun.
loved it, and I was like, this is so fun. But then I guess the creative side of myself kicked in, and I was like, boy, you get these like 1 minute moments that were just, and I couldn't really string together the story the way that it could go. And I was just like, man, this is, and I'll tell you this. The reason why I loved vlogging so much is because I used to, many years ago, watch vlogs. So I remember when I even lived in Atlanta and I wasn't here, I couldn't find any Jamaican vlogs at the time. So I used to watch like a lot of like American family vlogs that were just starting out. And I remember thinking, this is so bizarre. Like, I can't believe these people show us this every day. I like it, right? But then I wanted to do it about 8 years ago. That's when I first brought vlogging to Wayne. And he was like, nah, man, okay, we talk about flag, right? But I just feel like it was nice to transition it from my Instagram to YouTube because, it just gave us more room to tell the story. And I felt like it was because I could never find myself on YouTube. I couldn't find myself I don't feel like we get represented enough in the family space. Like, especially that's something that I feel like, in general in Jamaica, we need to see more of, and in the Caribbean and in the world.
That's true.
But, it was nice to offer our version, which is why I'm so happy to see other families doing it too, because all we're doing is saying, well, this is how we family. And this is how we family. And it's important to see the different variations. We don't all do it the same way. But all we want to know is that we are showing, hopefully with all of us doing it, you're seeing yourself in it. And so you're seeing, how you can resolve things, how you can work on things, what you want to aspire to, what you don't want to do. And so I love that the space is filling up with more families doing it. And I hate this. I mean, vlogging has been around forever. It is not a new thing that we came up with. So I'm glad to see that people are doing it more, even in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
it's important. It's important. And we applaud everybody who attempts to do it because it's a lot of work.
It is. It is. Yeah. But Wayne, so now as a dancer / reggae artist, right? Were you skeptical to want to have the cameras around, to post this publicly so people can, I mean, yes, you put out the narrative that you would love to create, but it's still reality. People maybe look at you different now, seeing at the family space, all these type of things. Like, were you skeptical in the first instance?
No, I was skeptical from the perspective of you don't want to show your weakness to the world.
Vulnerability and all of that.
You don't want to be vulnerable to the world because you feel like people are going to say this and that. But the truth is, everybody have them vulnerabilities. And the more vulnerable you are, it kind of shows them that, so even him, it not give them the ammunition for shoot at you again because you don't tell them your truth already.
Like even him can cut a coconut. Come and see a church up the coconut. Wayne, man, ask, man.
But guess what? I'm going to get like a skill up on it now. But guess what? You see, one thing it show me is that you can rate yourself on something where you do one time or two time. You see me?
Yeah.
I'm just willing to take the L live and direct for everybody to see. But a lot of us have things that we don't know how to do because we never do it yet.
Facts.
So I'm just here going through the journey and showing people that, listen, when you catch me back 8 months time, you're going to see me go so whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Yeah,
because I know I'm confident in myself, so I can practice and catch it.
Yeah.
But I never something where me did do. And a lot of things are happening now that the vlog is learning about me, same as me I learn about myself real time. And I think that make it nice for the vlog because it's not like we're trying to show the perfect picture. We're not trying to we never wait and fix up the house first before we do the vlog. We show them the house mash up and then we're going to go and take time fix it up. So all of we are come for the journey and all of we are grow together.
Right.
Where MTM is concerned.
We're in our pajamas. We don't have
makeup, everything.
And that's why it's like I wouldn't subscribe to the scripted and this and that and set up this and set up. That are too much work. If we got the reality, make us just do it.
The reality.
The most we do is say, like, I will wake up in the morning and I'll say to him, hey, when I'm leaving for work, don't forget today is a shoot day.
Right.
We never sit down and go, okay, so what are we shooting today? And what are we? No. And it's magical. It's magical to see how it comes together. And I said, wow, everybody has a story. Like everybody's day is a story. And we have this wicked gift right now of being able to see our story every day. So like at the end of the day, when I edit, I'm like, this was the most mundane day. But look what happened in this day that was so powerful that we probably wouldn't have even seen. And sometimes you don't even know what your, or in our case, our MTM family, we don't know what they're going to take away from any episode. Right. We don't know what they're going to pull out of what happened in the day,
Yeah.
But, I mean,
and hold on to.
Even in the mundane things, I've gotten to realize that there are nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah.
Even in the smallest interactions, a lot of times,
That is true.
Even just, I mean, we are tackling things on our vlog that we're doing it not for purpose, unintentionally. Like colorism in Jamaica, where them say a brown enough to chat to a black man because, this and that. We are dealing with that without dealing with it. Right. You know what I mean? We, how we treat Momo is not how a lot of people treat them staff in them house. So we are dealing with these things unintentionally, just being who we are, naturally. So, I mean, again, there are things that running themes in the show that just become powerful, even though they're just natural stuff.
Even, and another thing to say is that, you said earlier, Wayne's been in this industry, in this business for 20 years. Mm-hmm. For him to, 20 years later, be trying to keep up this, like, yo, me an artist, alone, this and that, and there's nothing else there would be. Where's the growth in that for him personally? It might be, and that, listen, I don't judge anybody who wants to do that, but I imagine that, you're doing something for 20 years. Do you not want to see the growth of a man? Like you saw him enter this thing as a kid, as a child. Don't you want to see how it's rounding up?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Trust me, man.
So instead, I would encourage people to look at it that way and be like, wow. As opposed to, sister, no, look at the man he grew into.
And that's the thing. Like, even though you guys just started that journey, Jamaica, like as a whole, we met both of you young people.
So true.
So now to see it now, it's like, oh wow, they have evolved, they've grown. This is what they're up to,
and that's
smashing
why it's
the
so stereotypes of how you may have thought we were. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. But if it is that your kids, and I think this should be my final question because we've discussed a lot.
Yeah.
If your kids want to take up music in the future, would you support that decision, or would you be like, listen, no?
You know what? You see, by time,
two different answers here.
By time my kids are old enough to make a decision of career, right?
Mm-hmm. Which we're seeing even now.
I would assume that I would be informed enough based on my interaction with them to know what their strong points and what their weak points are.
Right.
So I've been studying this kid over the years. So if him say music, and I genuinely see it and feel it from the belly and the gut that knows, say, yo, this kid has natural talent, natural inclination for the music.
And that's Gio. That's Gio right now. You can check out his YouTube channel at Gio Creates. Shameless plug.
And that's always been Gio. And Gio is kind of starting his musical journey. Not to say that he's going to be a musician, but he's now
it's a part
embracing
of his life.
This part. At this part of his journey, he's now like fully embracing his talent, which he definitely has.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, man. I mean, I'm behind my children in whatever they want to do. And I'm sure by the time them decide, I'm going to, I'm
be supportive of.
Yeah, I'm going to know.
I feel a little differently because of my own experience. And music, I mean, it's almost hypocritical to say because music has led me to where I am. Mm-hmm. And following my path has led me to where I am. But something that I wish I always did or had was, something else. Like I wish I had done, was psychology, which I still might do. But I wish I had the parents who were like, no, man, you have to go to school. You know how some people wish they had the parents who would be like, anything you want. Well, I had the anything you want parents. And part of me wishes that they were a little bit more like, okay, no, well, let's put this in place so that you can do that. So part of me would like to see my children. It's a normal thing parents do, unfortunately, where we kind of put our own hopes and dreams on our children. Mm-hmm. But
I mean, not because somebody does music mean that them can have a bachelor's or have a degree.
It's
in something
true.
else too.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
It's true.
It's
Balance.
relative. It's all relative.
But I always
too.
feel like sometimes as musicians, like we just get labeled as just creatives, you know, and creative
true.
sometimes just feels so fleety and flighty when, you know, we are also amazing business people. We are also amazing entrepreneurs.
Right.
Sometimes we are also lawyers and doctors. And I wish those things could coexist more. Not that I'm saying that my kids have to become a lawyer or a doctor. But I'd love to see them explore, you know, all the things. So if
too.
music is one of them,
Yeah.
then fine. But if you also want to, you know, become an engineer, do it.
All right. So for now, you're doing YouTube. What's next for both of you? I know you have your radio show.
I thought you were going to say, I know you don't know.
I know Tommy has a radio show going on now. What's your radio show about, by the way?
You know, it's a really cool show called Live Out Loud that's on The Edge 105.1 and 105.3 FM. It's been a really great experience for me. More than anything, it has been an experience in discipline, which as a creative, I never really had before because I made my own timeline. I made my own rules. I made my own schedule. And so getting up every day and showing up for this space and place has been a wildly humbling and amazing experience for me in discipline. And I think it's what has led me to being able to show up for the vlog in the way I have, with the same discipline and the same, like, you know, just get it done. Something I never had before as an artist, I feel like, you know? And so I love the radio show. It's an extension of me and who I am. It's, you know, real honest conversations that I get to kind of have and talking about things that are on my mind. And who knows what's next?
Wow. Love that. Wayne?
What's next for us? I think it's just growing in the space that we are now, blooming where we're planted, as Tammy would say. We find ourselves now in the YouTube space, and I feel like a big part, something is telling me that a big part of our mission right now is to go out and establish more respect for YouTube, Jamaican YouTube.
And podcasting.
Yes. Yes,
You know,
and our media and how it looks now.
Exactly. We want to really change the way how even corporate Jamaica, even though the supporters and how people look at YouTube and the viability and stuff.
Don't get me started.
Marshall, but we're getting there. It's a journey.
We're getting there, man.
And that's why we encourage people to do it, because the more people we can have in this space, the better it is. And
Definitely.
the better it is for all of us in this space.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Can you tell our viewers where we can find you, where we can follow you? That I mean, I am sure that everybody that watched this is supposed to have following already.
Maybe not.
Sure about that. But if not,
I hope not. I hope there's some people who have never followed us before feel
Yeah.
inspired to do so now.
Well, on IG, I'm Wayne Marsheezy.
yes.
And on Twitter, Wayne_Marshall. Yeah.
Yeah, and I am Tammy Chin Mitchell on Instagram.
You don't really use Twitter.
Oh gosh,
But you
I'm
need
gonna
to
have to
start
figure out
using
Twitter. I
it.
used to be such a Twitter fan,
Yeah.
but I feel like now I'm like, ooh,
Mm.
what's going on over here?
No.
Tammy Chin Mitch on Twitter, and of course on YouTube it is Meet the
You're going to
Mitchells.
start your podcasting, right?
And my podcast is gonna be relaunching soon. Tammy tackles
I
everything.
can't
You
wait.
should check it out.
Yes,
Yeah.
man. But so we're going to quickly run into a little game.
Okay,
So
great.
let's close out this episode.
do it.
You know, thank you guys for watching. This is the lovely
Thank you,
couple, and I
guys.
hope that we can have more interviews with you. I
Thank
hope
you.
that you guys can be here more often.
I'd love that.
Thank you to Catilla Perfect and Spa for the location, K's Pharmacy, and Campari. I'll in the next video tell you guys how you can win some prizes. Big up to the Bamcast, Martin. This was Bwoyatingz podcast. All right, so that was our exciting episode with the Mitchells, guys. I am very much humbled, and I'm in awe. It hasn't really sunk in as yet that they were my guests. Martin know how much I was struggling and stressing for this. We were both appreciative that they took the time out to be a part of my journey and a part of the show. They were very, very lovely. They were very lovely guests, and I have some work coming with them and these things. You know what I'm saying? So yes, remember, Campari giveaway will be announced on my show this Tuesday. That's Bwoyatingz After Dark on the radio. If you don't have an actual radio and you've never listened and you want to listen to the show, follow me on my socials. You can get the link. I'll post a link every single day. can get the link and listen live on your phone. Remember, K's Pharmacy at Duane Park Plaza, shop number 17. They have 30% discount on almost all their items, or up to 30% discounts. And they are going to extend this because of us, to my Things Nation, to my supporters, until December 15th. Right? So make sure you say you go down there and buy the things them. And also Catilla Perfect 10 Med Spa, located inside the Ligani Post Mall, shop number 19. We have some giveaways. I'm going to have a giveaway every single week. You know what I'm going to say? Every week in this month, we're going to have a giveaway of a product or a service of your choice. All you have to do is follow the page. This week's question was, and I'm going to repeat it again for you. What is the location, the exact location of the store? You must be following them, and you must use the hashtags Bwoyatingz Podcast, Bwoyatingz After Dark. You understand? You have to be following the page. And I'll be selecting a winner this Tuesday. So every Tuesday, I'll select a winner on my radio show, Bwoyatingz After Dark. Thank you guys so much for watching. I see all the comments. I see all the love. And I can't express how much I'm grateful and appreciative. But thank you so much. Big up to the Bamcast. Martin, big up yourself, my producer. Until next time, I'm Karim Bwoyatingz. This was Bwoyatingz After Dark. See that? Line me I tell Bwoyatingz Podcast. Thank you guys. Big up on yourself. You know what I'm saying?